Nathan Wise's story is one that grips the heart, not just because of his innocence, but because of the aching mystery that continues to surround his disappearance. His case is not just about a man who went missing. It is about a son, a brother, a friend, a cousin. A man whose smile lit up every room and who one day simply vanished, leaving nothing behind but questions. Nathan was 37 years old when he disappeared from Toronto in May of 2023. He was a man with Down syndrome, a condition that shaped his life but did not define his spirit. Those who knew him described him as someone who functioned with the innocence and mind of a 7-year-old child. But he was also so much more than that. He was playful, smart in his own way, charismatic, and endlessly caring. He could make you laugh, and once you met him, you'd find yourself wanting to spend more time around him. Nathan loved the simple joys of life. He was obsessed with sports, baseball, hockey, basketball. He could talk about his favorite teams, the Toronto Blue Jays, the Maple Leafs, and the Raptors, endlessly. His passion for the games was genuine and childlike, a spark that connected him to anyone who shared his excitement. He also loved wrestling, video games, and even watching soap operas, small comforts that brought him happiness and structure. In 2018, he was even interviewed at the Wilfrid Laurier University Golden Hawks football practice for adults with developmental disabilities. That moment captured him perfectly. Enthusiastic, full of energy, part of a community where he felt he belonged. But Nathan's life was also marked by loss. His mother passed away about a decade before his disappearance, and in December of 2022, his father, the steady anchor in his world, died as well. The grief hit Nathan hard. With the death of his father, he not only lost a parent, but also the sense of security that kept his small, carefully structured life stable. His world was changing, and for someone like Nathan, change was overwhelming. In March of 2023, just months after his father's death, Nathan moved from Kitchener-Waterloo to Toronto. He began living with family members. Reports differ on whether it was his brother and sister or his sister and brother-in-law, but either way, the move was meant to keep him close to loved ones. They didn't want him in a group home. They wanted him surrounded by family where he could feel safe and supported. But Toronto was new to him. The streets were unfamiliar. The faces were different. And for Nathan, who clung tightly to familiarity, this transition must have been jarring. Still, his past was never far from his mind. Nathan had deep ties to Kitchener-Waterloo. He had received respite care in the Bloomingdale area. He visited the St. Jacob's Market, where his mother and grandmother once ran a booth. He went to church in Elmira. For Nathan, these weren't just places on a map. They were pieces of home, fragments of a life built around comfort, love, and family memories. On May 12, 2023, Nathan walked out of his Toronto home. It was around 7 p.m. when he was last seen at Jane Street and Sheppard Avenue in the North York area. He left behind his phone. He didn't bring his wallet. All he had on him was $20 in cash, the clothes on his back, and whatever destination he was carrying quietly in his heart. 2 days later, he was officially reported missing. By then, the worry had already set in. Nathan wasn't just vulnerable because of his condition. He was also completely unequipped to survive on his own. He couldn't navigate the world like most adults. He was trusting, innocent, and without his usual supports, he was exposed to countless dangers. Then, a potential lead. On May 19th, about a week after his disappearance, police revealed that Nathan might have been seen in Guelph, a city just outside Kitchener-Waterloo. This sighting sparked hope in those who loved him. Could Nathan have been trying to make his way back to the places he once called home? Could his grief have pulled him toward Kitchener-Waterloo, where his father had died, where his mother's memory lingered, where every street corner might remind him of a life he once understood? But the hope didn't last. The sighting was never confirmed. Police could not locate any cameras that showed him. No eyewitness could be certain. It was a possibility. Nothing more. And as quickly as it appeared, the lead went cold. Since then, there has been silence. His family and friends are left with endless questions. If Nathan truly was heading back to Kitchener-Waterloo, how far could he have gotten with only $20? Could someone have recognized his vulnerability and offered help, or tragically taken advantage? Did he find himself lost in an unfamiliar place, frightened but too trusting to know danger when it stared him in the face? Police have stated that foul play is not suspected, but with no answers, the absence of evidence feels more chilling than reassuring. Every day that passes is another day without closure, another day of wondering if Nathan is safe, alive, or if the world has already lost him. The search has been complicated by privacy concerns. When Nathan went missing, Toronto police had just changed their policy, no longer releasing the surnames of missing people to protect families. His relatives at first chose to withhold their surname, hoping to protect themselves from unwanted attention. But despite their efforts, they received threats and strange messages from strangers online. Still, many family members fought tirelessly, creating groups and spreading awareness, desperate to bring Nathan back. By 2025, his full name began appearing in news reports, Nathan Wise, cementing his identity in the public eye. Those closest to him know how important it is for the public to understand who Nathan is. His friend Kathleen Matthews, who knew him for 14 years, describes him as a smart guy and very capable. She insists he is not helpless, but he does need support. She advises that if anyone encounters him, they should talk about sports, the Leafs, the Blue Jays, the Raptors. It's the fastest way to gain his trust. Offer him food, she says. He might be hungry, and kindness could be the bridge to saving his life. Today, Nathan would be 39 years old. He is a white man, 4'6", tall, weighing around 170 pounds, with brown hair, brown eyes, and glasses. On the day he vanished, he wore a black hoodie with green stripes, black pants, and black shoes. He is instantly recognizable by the features of Down syndrome and by the warmth that so many say radiated from his personality. But 2 years later, the mystery remains. Did Nathan ever make it back to the communities he loved? Did he manage to retrace his steps to the places tied to his family, to his parents, to his memories? Or did something, or someone, stop him along the way? For now, there are no answers, only silence. His family waits, his friends wait, and the world, if it remembers his story, waits too. Because somewhere out there, Nathan Wise may still be alive, still searching, still longing for home. Or perhaps his story has already ended, in a way too tragic for those who loved him to imagine. Until the truth is revealed, the disappearance of Nathan Wise remains a haunting reminder of how fragile life can be. How a single step outside, a single journey into the unknown, can unravel into a mystery that may never be solved. And so, the question echoes. Where is Nathan Wise? Is he still out there waiting for someone to recognize him? Or has the world lost him forever? Until the day we know, his family will keep waiting. And in that endless wait lies both heartbreak and hope.